It's I got some shit to say to the podcast, man. We're back like we don't stop because trust us, we never do.
Ever.
All we do is work. Y'all know me.
Fuck you, Squints.
That's right, RP.
Whizzle fizzle.
Forever and always. Season 3, we here. Episode 301. Guess who's with me? Man, we tripping. Welcome back with the original fucking co-host of I Got Some Shit to Say, one of my closest friends, bro, to the dirt. 5'3", the motherfucking giant in the motherfucking building, dog.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing to be here, bro.
Always a throwback though when I sit down with Five. In fun fact, Five was one of the people that heard it like my master plan first.
Big facts.
They heard me plotting on the world.
At least a year before it even came into fruition.
Facts.
You know
Probably so, bro. I'd pull up and talk all that shit too, bro.
About this podcast, man, and to see it come to where you at on your 301, bro.
Yeah, 301, dog. This shit's fire.
It's super fire. Bro.
I can't. I talked about it with 300, bro. It's surreal as fuck. It's been dope as fuck. But when I go back, bro, I do it constantly. I go back and or I'll show somebody in a conversation when we're getting like a depth conversation about the show, how long we've been doing it, blah blah blah.
Right.
When I always go back to episode 1 and hit play, and you go episode 1 is me, Chatty, and 5'3".
Yes, sir.
Bro, it looks.
Yes, sir. Well, actually, episode 1 was the one where you had the split screen with the dude with the homie.
Yeah, John Kilmer. Yeah.
Shout out to John Kilmer.
But if y'all look at the
wow.
Bruh, like the progression is crazy. Especially like what y'all see now, like as I Got Some Shit to Say opposed to the first episode. Like,
so many little dope cameras.
Yeah. But that was like after progress, like, because even like the first, I don't know how many it took. You see it, like if you just start clicking on random episodes, 1 and then go to 12 and then like to 29 and then like you just see like shit changing and then all of a sudden like lights change or the camera gets better or we change angles or we add a piece of furniture. Like
I remember one time we had a dope angle. I forget when you had like the L shape and
everybody loved that table. The way the table sat.
That was dope, bro.
I have to put a picture of it right here so y'all can, in case you're newer to the show. But yeah, that was kind of like the original set. Was like the L-shaped
like
table.
when you got that set up, it was like, okay, yeah, this is it. You
know it did look, and it was one camera. Until like later. At the L-shaped type desk, but only thing that sucked about that is my back was to everybody.
Yeah.
Because I was sitting like at the helm, like driving on the screen. The screen was our monitor. Now it's different. Like now we have big monitors and like multiple cameras and all that kind of shit. Right. But I don't know. It's crazy though to go back and look at it early on though. But your fucking contribution that early on was crazy. If I pulled up, he was with it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Like one thing about me, man, I'm a talker. So
the
podcast was definitely a good way to open up. You know what I'm saying? To say what I wanted to say, talk my shit. You know, so. It was a fun thing, man. I hated it that my life, was so hectic that I couldn't really continue. But to see you guys grow, like I said, where y'all at now.
Hang on, pause. Let's be more transparent.
Right.
Five is like a fucking world-renowned coach for his kids' softball. Like, and his girls are monstrous athletes.
Yes, sir.
Period.
Yeah. And
5 got caught up in that. Yeah. Salute to you for that because I see that shit still.
A guy who never even liked baseball.
Hey, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear that shit online all the time, though, like podcast creators and shit with like young kids. They talk about that shit. How like, I didn't even like baseball. Now I'm fucking a baseball dad.
Yeah, and you see where MLB invested into the softball. They're going to have a professional softball league.
Oh, damn. That's cool.
Yeah. It's going to be pretty
Fast pitch?
Yeah, fast pitch.
Dope.
Yep.
That should be a thing, though.
Absolutely. Especially now. You know what I mean? Because it's a growing thing. Like I said, I didn't realize how big it was until I got involved into it, and
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Never been involved with it, but I've seen it.
Right.
But at the same time, like it would make sense though. First off, it would suck to be that caliber of an athlete to where like you get collegiate credits or like your scholarship opportunities. Like you're a badass female athlete.
Right, absolutely.
And to achieve like a certain level of achievement and then ultimately just because then
it's over?
Yeah, just be over.
Yeah, with no options.
Yeah, at least with the NFL and like MLB, there's Hall of Fame and there's like, management. I mean, sure, there's management opportunities, coaching opportunities
overseas,
later.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things of that nature. But yeah, like this is probably the first time in forever that they're able to capitalize. Like I think the one pitcher from Texas Tech has $1 million NIL deal.
Yeah.
So it's like, and just to have that outlet, I'm gonna say it now. I guarantee you, it's gonna be bigger than the WNBA.
Probably so. In
5 years.
I think collegiate baseball and softball have really like
absolutely.
Shout out to the Vols,
yeah.
But not this year. But still, shout out to the Vols.
Doors.
Yeah, that too. But to see that like like grow the way it has over the past couple of years. I used to play so much ball, man. I miss the shit out of it. I really do. But I always would talk shit to Five about being envious for the coaching standpoint because none of my girls are athletes, unfortunately. It's not over for them, but currently none of my girls are athletes. And I've always been like, damn, I wish.
Fun fact.
Go.
My middle daughter, the one who's probably the best, the 14-year-old, was not an athlete at all.
And then just one day,
her mom made me put her in a softball.
Damn, shout out mom.
Because I coached my little cousin one year, because I'm a basketball guy. So I coached my little cousin one year, and she got so pissed off. Like, well, I used to play softball, and we're going to coach Toddy. Thank God she did that. So,
wow.
That's another oop.
Yeah, that's how that one happened.
Catch oops all weekend, just squints.
Facts.
Facts.
Big facts, bro.
Big facts, bro.
That's crazy. Shut up, bro. Dude, but yeah, I think it's so dope to be able to have the show running this long, though, but still like 300 later. Five pull up and join me today because he hit me a couple weeks ago. We still talk, bro. Me and Five talk frequently, but not as often as we used to because I'm not on that side of town no more.
Right.
But that's still the homie, so we still communicate, especially like most important moments type shit. Like we know something's going down, we're gonna reach out type shit.
Right.
But Five hit me in real time like a week or two ago and was like, bro, I think I just saw you somewhere, and it wasn't me.
Right.
But he said I had a doppelganger, and I had to cut him off real quick.
He was in the chair.
Yeah, there it is.
Chopped up. Chopped up.
That's what it was. Yeah, it's barbershop for people who didn't catch that.
Yeah.
But I told Five I'd hit him right back, and I failed to do so. And then when I did hit him back is when we started talking about 300, the episode 300, and where we're at currently and all this type shit. And I was like, Five, man, you just need to pull up, bro. We need to run this shit. Like, just pull up, bro. Let's catch up. Because I when we talked about doing the 300th episode, like we talked about like doing something like that, to where we reached out to you and reached out to like Lex and just had all the guys here, like even in switches or whatever, and just kind of do some throwback shit, run some clips, and that would be cool. But it would just take some time on the edit.
Yeah, and you're like the one man band.
Yeah, you know that. Yeah. But it all came together great. But I think it's so dope to fast forward as much. I mean, we're going on 4 years of this shit, bro. In July, it's 4 years.
Jeepers creepers.
Ain't that crazy? The 300th episode's a milestone, but that 4-year anniversary is July 21st of this year, I think. But, to fast forward that to go up to get to my point was I think it's dope that we're still able to do this. You know what I mean? Like, along the course of running this show, there's been zero fallouts, like zero type negative energy around this show. Like it's always just been love from the guests to like even the shit said on these microphones. Like it's never really been like a controversial kind of platform. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I remember from get go, you was always big on not having like a politics and religion.
Yeah, it's never been that.
And what's crazy, if you can steer away from that, you can have a healthy relationship about life, and you'll learn stuff about people things about people you wouldn't normally, bring up in a conversation because you're too busy trying to bicker and quarrel with each other instead of trying to learn about each other.
Yeah, and it's a never-ending argument.
It's a never
on those two topics.
Oh my gosh,
we stayed away from it too. I'm so thankful
I remember, man, because it'd be plenty of times. Taking that out.
Yeah, facts, dude. We stay away from that shit.
Yeah. That's smart though.
That's really all we've stayed away from, honestly.
That's it. But looks work like you said. No drama, no BS. Just informative content.
Yeah, we got to know a lot of cool people. Like even I met so many people because of the show.
Yeah, you have, bro. And like this new thing you was telling me about. Ain't no telling where that'll take you just from probably the show.
Oh yeah.
As far as with the tour and whatever.
Yeah. Shout out King Ego, Joe Tyler. We're on the road right now. In real time, we're in Atlanta, the 12th of this month. Dates available. They're on my page.
That's what it's about, man.
It is, man. Just networking and being able to build with some of these relationships, And T and Grizzly's a part of that tour. Shout out T and Grizzly. He's got an upcoming album with Chad Arms end of this month. Y'all stay tuned for that. But
that's who working, boy.
Woo! Is he ever? Shout out Chatty, bro.
Bobby, man.
In real time, when we're recording this, I just left the studio. Shout out Sam Rothstein, always. But I just left the studio over there and got to come into the end of the session of them finishing the album. So I've got some of those records. I've heard most of them, but I've got some of them. And yeah, shout out Chatty, man. He's been working hard as fuck.
Man, super hard, man. And it's paying off. I think he just hit his first million million views.
Second one.
Second? Ooh,
Yeah,
excuse
second
me.
one.
I didn't mean to
Right.
take one from you, brother.
Right.
Congratulations to that, my guy.
The thing about this one though, shout out Anxiety is the name of that record.
Yeah, that's a hot record though.
It's so hot. It's fire. But the thing, the achievement behind this particular record is it's the first.
Did you shoot it?
I did not. No, I did not. Shout out to that video. Shout out Mel and Chance shot that video.
Mel is Mel? Is it Mel?
Yeah. Yeah, Mel grabbed that camera for sure.
Dope,
Yeah,
dope.
Mel's got some videography credentials under her
She
belt.
can cook and she can shoot.
For sure.
What's up.
But the thing about Anxiety for Chatty is it's his first solo record that achieved the million.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and that's a big deal. You know what I mean? So
huge.
shout out Chad, man, hardest working dude I know. I love that guy. But yeah, and like I said, the affiliation with the tour I'm a part of right now, and T and Grizzly having that album with Chad upcoming, it's just all making sense. Everybody's working.
Exactly, man.
But yeah, I'm stoked to be on the road and still talk the same talk I talk.
So how is that, man? Like being on the road, like in
Dude, with
real
these,
life, in real time and in real life.
Dude, these guys are rap stars, like straight up. You know, shout out Ego and shout out Joe Tyler, but they're both and T and Grizzly also, but they're fucking rap stars, and I think they're learning per city how big of a rap star they could potentially be.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a different demographic type crowd that I thought I'd really be, but I love these two guys. Like in real time, I fuck with these two guys full time.
Right.
So it's natural as fuck.
DJ Squints.
Ain't that some shit? I stayed away from that. I told the guys, like, bro, I cannot be.
Man, that's hip hop.
I'm not that guy.
That's hip hop.
But I don't even want to hold that title because I can play the records. I can keep everybody moving if there's whatever I need to do.
Yeah.
But Squint 615 Live, let's just stick with that.
Right.
Like, because that DJ shit, I'm not trying to claim any type title or anything. If y'all catch one of these shows on the road and see me messing with some buttons and.
It's 36 chambers, bro.
Yeah.
You know, you just open another chamber to this shit. You know, still hip hop.
Yeah.
You know, still.
And like I showed you footage from Houston when we went to Houston.
Wow! Shout out to Houston, man.
Yeah, shout out Houston. That was the first stop.
I've never been.
Bro, it's a big ass place, man. It's like too big.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just way too big of a city.
Yeah.
Like
and flat.
Yeah, but just like so wide. It's just a big city. It never fucking stopped. Like to get across is like fucking hour plus or something. Just driving. It's crazy.
From one side to the next.
Yes.
Jeez.
It was insane.
I gotta get there, man.
It's nice.
Yeah.
And the place we were at was insane. Super dope.
Yeah, I seen the footage. That was beautiful.
But that was like
and it seemed so intimate, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the crowd was
but the footage he's referring to, which isn't available right now, you saw
exclusive shit.
But I had the camera.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just filling in roles, man. And
cameraman Squint.
Right? But
you know,
that's Squint 615 visuals.
Yeah.
That's what we call it.
Yes. Okay, excuse me, sir.
Right?
Yeah.
Stamped.
Stamped, baby.
But yeah, dude, just taking the tools we've learned over the past 4 years and utilizing them and making the most out of them and implementing them in the show and prove daily, and then, you know, building off these relationships and putting ourselves in positions to expand, do some other shit.
Right.
See where it takes us. But yeah, I'm excited about it all.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for y'all's next 4 years, next 4 to 5 years, just to be, like I said, a fan and be like, you know, hey, I was there in the beginning, just, you know, to see, like I said, before it even became a true thing, you spoke it into existence. Like, that's the dopeness about, you know, laws of attraction. You know, this man put it out in the universe, and I'm sitting in this man's second studio.
Yeah.
You know?
That's crazy.
So it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
man.
I didn't even think about that. All the old shit was at the old studio.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Man, I miss the old studio.
Yeah, but, you know.
Yeah, it is what it is. But to your point, I love the fact that you've been there through it all. And I can always call on 5. And,
always, man.
But I like how later since like you got so involved with softball and shit, like softball season's over right now, right?
It's never over, but go ahead.
How when I ask for the time, it's there, and then when you pull up, it still works. Like 5 still got it.
Right.
But
well, we had a podcast before the podcast outside because our conversation, man. Like
Facts.
we catch up. I know his mom, I know the kiddos. You know what I mean. So it's like I know the ex.
Facts. All these are true.
Real. She loves. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
And his mom loves me like I love her. You know what I mean. So it's like it was like just seeing an old friend again. So it's easy for us. You know. What I mean? It's very easy. You know.
Yeah, you should come around more. Like especially because I told you some things off camera we won't mention right now, but there may be some changes coming along with the show soon, and we'll discuss those later on. Nothing to panic. But when we make certain moves, you try to get involved more, especially in the off season, because
absolutely.
with the guys being so active with Leroy, Chad,
Rappers.
o.n.e. They're rappers, bro, and they're damn good ones.
Dope,
Yeah, you know what I mean? So and with me on the road doing other shit, and then coming back and doing shit on the road with them or local or shooting video, like we're always working, man. But I know 5, and I know you.
Yeah, we'll definitely discuss some things. You know what I'm saying? Because I would love to get like I just like talking my shit. You know, and
Best place to do it.
Best place to do it. I got some shit to say.
Right.
You know, let's air it out. So, shout out to, like I said, my guy Squints again, show and prove. That big S&P though.
Big S&P.
I like that.
Yeah,
that's fly.
5 told me off camera he was a fan of Blind Fury.
I am, because Blind Fury reminds me. Here's what's crazy. He has a Pimp C in him.
Okay.
I hear a lot of Pimp C. Pimp C's probably his favorite rapper. If not, he's got to be in his
pretty
top
confident
5.
that's accurate.
You know what I'm saying? I hear a lot of
I think
Pimp
he
C.
said that on the pod, one of the 2 episodes he has with us.
Somewhere I was watching, but anyway, and he's so brilliant. Like,
yeah, creative genius.
Shit comes effortlessly to that guy, you know, and he can hear like things that we can't. I've only seen that in 2 other artists that I had the pleasure to be around, to where this came very effortlessly, and then even when it came that effortlessly, it could still be a hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, he could just sit here and rap about.
Who are the other 2?
Of course, being Slim.
Okay, shout out B Howard.
You know my guys,
and Slim
man.
Chance.
You know what I mean? I'm ultra fans of them.
Shout out Slim. I ain't talked Slim in a minute. Shout out B Howard.
I haven't either. You know what I mean?
Really?
I haven't seen my guy. You know, life, bro.
Yeah, I get it. Life be life, and no need to explain, but it doesn't mean it's not surprising to me.
Right.
But shout out Slim Chance.
Well, Slim's always been a Rolling Stone.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I know when he need, he call, and vice versa. You know what I mean? But yeah, matter of fact, I'm gonna hit my guy about this pod.
Yeah, I love that guy. Yeah. He knows it too. Yeah. Welcome here anytime. Yeah. And B Howard, of course. He's been here multiple times, but I like to see B Howard.
I see you be in your shiny suit.
Yeah.
Doing the corporate gigs and things.
I see him too.
You know
yeah, I see him. It reminds me.
Ass Robin Ray. I love you, Robin.
Bruh, shout out Robin Ray now. Love that woman.
I love her.
It's 5 says hello. That scenario reminds me of 615 Live. Remember that?
615 Live.
So 615 Live.
That was like a.
This never happened, but it happened. Shout out Jay Lawrence from 6 Square.
Jay Lawrence, right?
Right? Jay Lawrence put together like this.
Shout out Jay.
It was like this, like exactly what they're doing.
Right.
Where we just covered records, and it was with a live band. And our objective, bro, and it was me, B Hoodie. Shout out B Hoodie. Dave Lucci.
B Hoodie. What's the name, son? B Hoodie?
Yes. Cool Daddy Fresh. Shout out Cool Daddy Fresh.
Shout out B. What's B Hoodie at? Go ahead. Keep
he owes me a visit. I can show you text. Right. B Hoodie will be here soon.
Hoodie, my guy.
Shout out Fresh. I keep telling Hoodie I want Fresh and Hoodie together.
Hoodie lived in Murfreesboro for 1 year.
Hoodie's the man, bro. He's doing great for himself. Shout out to that kid, man. He's killing it right now. Real estate.
Like THC. That local. It was like. Stood for something. That shit was fly. I can't remember what the stack stood.
Hey, Hoodie fly as fuck.
He's always been like that.
Yeah.
Very creative kid.
Yeah, I like that guy. Shout out him, man. But that's what 615 Live was, bro. And it went as far as us getting together, having the vision, and the objective was to bid out an audition for like cruise ships or like exactly what you see them doing.
Yeah.
Corporate events to where you show up and you give live performances of or renditions of current records that are fucking relevant. And there was a singer, there was like a fucking rapper, there was the white rapper, there was the, you know what I mean?
Whatever you wanted.
And bruh, all I did was cover Drake records. I did like 4 different Drake records.
No doubt.
Live. Fun as fuck.
I remember maybe seeing a logo.
Bruh, yes.
Live or maybe
and we did probably like 5 to 10 live rehearsals. Yeah, in Metro Center.
I love playing with a band, man.
It was incredible. My only experience as an artist,
my first show ever
was with a live band.
No, it was at Metro Center with my man Rob D.
Shout out Rob D.
Rob D used to run with. I forget the guy he used to always run with, man. But they had like a little set.
Yeah.
Where they would, like, I think it was on Thursdays where they would showcase local talent.
Okay.
That's the first show we ever did.
Yeah. Shout out Rob D.
Metroplex. Shout out Rob.
I should get Rob over here.
Where's my motherfucking dope?
With my dope. Yeah. Shout out Rob D. We go back.
Yeah.
Shout out Kai Hill too. I talked to him recently.
Yeah, okay. Kai Hill is the Broadway guy, right?
Correct. The Broadway rapper.
His first guy I lost a rap battle to was Kai Hill.
First guy.
He ate me alive, bro.
From the way the story goes, first guy that Jelly Roll ever lost a freestyle battle to was Kai Hill.
My homie Fatty lost a freestyle battle to Jelly Roll.
A lot of people did.
Way back in the day at Outer Limits, whatever.
See, and that's the thing. That's
whatever she's doing on the radio and shit.
Correct, and I'm pretty confident that's where this loss took place. Is Kai Hill? It was either there or the Muse, or it was like a freestyle event, and and I think Jelly has admitted this on camera.
Okay,
but it's the one and only time I think he's admitted a defeat, and it was to Kai Hill, who is currently the Broadway rapper that you walk past. Yeah, shout out to that guy. He's a fucking legend.
Yeah, I had on like a Fat Albert. This is when
hey.
That's what he said in the fucking rap, bro.
Yeah, he'll burn on you.
He
won't even like burn on you, but he's gonna make you feel.
He killed me, bro, with that line, man. I had on a Fat Albert Platinum Fubu. This when Platinum Fubu was popping.
Yeah,
I thought I was so fly.
Platinum.
I can spit my little dope rap, you know what I mean? He just rapped about my whole shirt, every character on the shirt, bro. So yeah.
I used to have a Fubu jacket 5.
Yeah, I still got one. Platinum
Okay. Mine was white and it had orange, like this color orange sleeves, like a Letterman jacket.
And then it say Fubu
Fuck
right
yeah, dog.
remember.
And then I wore orange Nike pants with it.
Yeah, no.
Fire.
I had the same jacket, but mine was black with the red sleeves.
At the same time when I'm wearing this outfit, my hair was bleach blonde M&M white. Yeah, and I was a rapper. Hell yeah. I didn't give a fuck. And I was probably on drugs bad when you saw me. My pupils were probably fucking huge, bro. Shit's crazy.
Right, man.
That's the time, though.
Yeah.
Shout Fubu. I still wear it.
Yeah, Fubu making a comeback.
Are they really?
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
They sell it like Walmart and shit now?
Yeah, I would say not making a comeback like as far as people probably wearing it, but they got a new line out. You know what I'm saying? I think it's in Walmart or something like that.
Hey, Walmart done came to fuck up.
I love Walmart, bro.
Walmart got motherfucking Reebok.
Man, Walmart
Starter,
popping, bro.
What else?
Starter and Walmart super popping.
There's some brands there now. I don't think it's Levi. It's Lee.
It's Lee.
Walmart.
Yeah. Walmart. And if you're a woman,
well, I'm not. So I'm out.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, you know, a woman can go to Walmart and shop for a date. A guy can go to Walmart for fit, like little joggers, things of that nature.
This T-shirt came from Walmart, and I love these T-shirts. I go specifically to Walmart for this brand, Jockey. Shout out Jockey. Cut the check.
Yeah, Jockey fly too.
I love the tees,
I love
bro.
my Wrangler at work because I deal with fabrication and things of that nature. You know,
Do you wear Wrangler?
I'm a Wrangler guy.
Like, do you wear coveralls or like?
No coveralls. Like this, like the work pants with the work pants.
Carpenter pants.
Yeah, like Carhartt.
Attaboy.
But they made out of that more of jogging pants like material.
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about. My work shorts
with a cell phone pocket.
Same shit.
Absolutely.
My shorts that I wear to work regularly are just like that, but they're that same like meshy material. These are old man discussions. This is what's happening right now.
Absolutely. But a peep game because
these are all relevant facts that are very important
relevant,
in life, especially for young males that haven't achieved these type things. Absolutely. So if you pay attention, maybe take some notes, it'll save you time and trouble later. That's why we do this.
And some money.
That too.
Speaking of money.
Go.
Boy, it's hard to come by nowadays.
It really is.
It's hard. I remember back in the day, it was easy to get them little $4,000-$5,000 licks, man. Now you gotta sit and grind now, man.
Agreed.
You have to grind.
Grind.
But you know, it's that new money though is pretty dope. That monetary. I'm not even really tapped into that. I'm pretty sure you guys know more about that than I do. But
a little bit, but it's still grind. Yeah. It's not like just
probably more of a grind because it's like an everyday thing, right?
Facts.
You take a day or two off, numbers go down.
Facts.
All that, yeah.
It's continued contribution, but then like even on the platform like this, even though we put out one episode a week, like it requires numerous days to achieve that weekly episode. Mainly two, probably one to fucking record it and one to edit. But that's because I'm like a regular blue collar guy. I fucking work 50 hours a week regularly and support myself and my family and my children. Right. That's how it goes. But I chase this dream on my own time, but it requires a lot of it.
Yeah.
But it's like something over 4 years. Luckily, I've finally figured out to where it's adaptable. And it made us to where we're like mobile. You know what I mean? It works a lot easier. But the monetization shit was...
Technology helps a lot too.
For sure. But the monetization status of it is like when I got some shit to say, got away from Chad Arms TV. I said got away. When we started a new channel for I Got Some Shit to Say the podcast,
okay,
it was hitting the reset button. Right. We left the monetization status from Chad Arms TV because we were almost polluting Chad's content with his Chad Arms TV interviews. It was hard to separate
with the two.
I Got Some Shit to Say versus Chad on TV interviews. That's not cool because those are two completely different things. And And Chad does a great job with his shit aside from being a co-host on this show. You know what I mean? But it just kind of started getting his channel diluted, and it would cover up music videos or behind the scenes footage. Like all these clips and shit would get buried on these weekly or 2 episodes a week when we started. I mean, we were doing 2 a week when we started this thing. And that went on for a minute. So it was even
out.
Right? But we were flooding Chad's channel. So ultimately we decided to start a new channel for the YouTube. But it also like it was the reset button, but obviously right now we're coming up on our 1,000th sub. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. But it's only been a YouTube channel on its own now. Not long. Maybe like 6 months, 7 months. Not long at all. But it was interesting to see the immediate follow when we started the channel and how it's grown since then, because we know it's completely organic based off the podcast.
Right. See where the traffic is really coming from.
Correct. And there's no question to it then. There's not that there ever was, but it's just easier to fucking see it.
It's easier to twerk things, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to see growth if you don't know where that growth is coming from.
Especially when you're dealing with a dope ass rapper like Chad Arnold.
Right. Who's a powerful engine.
Absolutely. When we're talking about these videos with millions of views on them, and
that ain't light. That's nothing light.
Man, shout out Chatty.
But
yeah, separating the pod and getting its own channel was a perfect example about the chase and the monetization again. Yeah. And even though we just now achieved that status to where we're monetized again here on the pod, you guys see we're not putting up millions of views. It's not about that.
Yet.
Like, yeah, exactly. But the way we've built ourselves organically, just the awareness and just the people that see the logo and know what it is, or see
people respect it more.
Man, and the people that even see my face know what the fuck I do nowadays. Like, it's no question when you see me, like, what I do. He has that podcast. I can play that role. It's no problem. But,
like, I think right now you're face-to-face famous.
Okay, I'll take it.
Maybe not Instagram famous, maybe not Facebook famous, but face-to-face. When people see you, they squint. You know?
Yeah, I'm there.
What's my vibe? You know what I'm saying? The pod, so, or they might, Chatty Bob, Chad, they might associate you with Chad, but whatever it is, your face is recognized now in circles that you probably didn't know was recognized in.
And I'm involved with I'm involved with certain things that I consider myself involved with more than most and less than others, but I'm in that like area to where I feel good about it.
Right.
But I'm also in this position to where I continuously throw flowers in certain directions.
Right.
And then when I feel like, I told you this off camera, when I feel like when I'm not mentioned correctly in these type conversations, then I start feeling different.
As you should.
Yeah. And that bothers me personally.
As it should.
But
you're human.
Yeah. But it's also like, I don't understand why. I wish I knew why.
Because everybody can't go. You know what I'm saying? And like when you're in a journey, like such as what you're trying to do, you try to bring everybody with you. You know what I mean? And like you can have a setting with somebody and think you can form the connection. But you never know, man. Like I was just telling my homie at work today, man, people are weird right now. Especially dudes is weird. Okay? They got weird vibes like females for no reason. Like all of a sudden they catch a feelings. Like I don't do feelings with guys. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is, straight, cut and dry. Feelings with males, like, why? I'm trying to figure out why he feel like, that's too much. You know what I mean?
I get it.
That's too much. So it's easy to fall back. So it's like, I'm like, with you, it's easy. You know what I mean? This conversation is easy. This pod is easy. It shouldn't be hard to get something out of somebody who I think fuck with me.
Facts.
Shouldn't be hard.
But it's funny how many times
especially if you have access to me and it's easy.
Yeah.
I understand difficult.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. It's just I have so many face-to-face interactions with certain like entities in this city, and then I see certain entities involved with other platforms, and they'll mention other entities that aren't involved with that platform,
right?
And fail to mention me. And I know I'm at 4 years, 300 episodes.
Right.
Show me another.
I don't know one.
Just within these, whatever region we're talking about, city we're talking about, state we're talking about, whatever the fuck. Show me another one with that track record, with that work ethic, with the.
So why do you think that is?
Bruh, I wish I knew. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's cool.
But it's kind of like we talk about with the list. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's cool, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Mention your boy.
Mention your boy, man, because
you know it's cool, but at the same time, shout your boy out, man. You know. I get it, man.
Like compare the guests alone are worth the mention. Right. The worth ethic alone is worth the mention, but ultimately, the content alone has been worth first mention.
Yeah.
Like, I should be one of the first fucking names rolling off somebody's tongue.
Because you're global with it. You know
when they talk about any type media outlet or in that, hey, maybe I'm being an asshole right now. I'm just, God, I hate not.
I mean, you know, what's crazy though, and you can skip the pod. I mean, you was the flyer guy, bro. Like, you know, you've been doing this media shit before.
For so long.
Before, you know, you could see this visual. You know what I mean? Like, so I get it.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
You know, because a lot of your connections came from that.
Facts.
You know
all facts.
Saying? Like, before the pod even came along, the what gave you the confidence to call a lot of these guys came from that relationship that you built with them
all
big
facts.
flyers from you.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Them buzzer beaters with them.
Yes, sir.
Last
Coming
minute
through.
prints.
I know. Hey, that's how we built our relationship, because we did music. You know what I mean? You were so improved. We was the fish, but me and you got tight through the flyers. If you think about it.
And 5 was in.
Just come and get flowers and stopping. And
I'm in the city.
Game or
5 was in Tullahoma.
Right, and I'm coming.
Right, but he pull up and get the mixtape. This is a different era for you young ones.
Right.
This is when there were these things called compact discs. And we had to sell them out the trunk. It wasn't about digital downloads. There wasn't no iTunes. There wasn't no Spotify. None of that shit wasn't their thing yet. It was in talks. Napster was a thing. Mm-hmm. We used to beg that our shit get leaked on Napster just so it would get exposed to the world.
Right. Oof.
You know what I mean? But physical copies, you need a CD.
You lucky fuckers.
You handing out blank CDs with a signature on them, or you're going to call Squints, pay for your fucking CD art. Send it. I'm going to print you a pack of CD inserts. You're going to pull up and you're going to tell me, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes.
You saved me so much money.
And this is every rapper in the city.
Every one of them.
Okay. Every promoter who threw a party in the city.
Every one of them.
You know, this guy.
Facts. And a lot of people don't know that, but that's what it was for so long. Yes. And I'm still in that profession now, and I still rock with a handful of people that are about their business, and we spend money together.
Yeah.
But 5's right. Like, those relationships were, like, aside from being show and prove and being the white rapper in Nashville so long and early on, you know, that had its own perks. You know what I mean? Those type relationships. But then the ones that I couldn't achieve, like even with Jelly, I was able to build a tremendous relationship with Jelly Roll based off those buzzer beater scenarios.
Yes, sir.
When he would need something, and I'd be able to provide for him with the miracles of the world.
Right.
Whiskey, Weed, and Waffle House, the inserts, the first 5,000.
The one that got him sued or something?
You got it. The cease and desist ones that had to come out with the stamp on them. Like, that was buzzer beater shit. And but, you know, that's just an example of like a time that I know benefited me. First time I ever met Buck was through a fucking print deal. He needed fucking like 5,000 flyers same day.
Yeah, you was the go-to, bro.
Buck still ain't been on the show.
Are you fucking serious?
Ain't that crazy?
Charlie P.
But first thing they say, Charlie. First thing they say, Charlie P. Yeah. See how that works, man? Nobody's trying to make you feel bad, Charlie.
P.
Come on, P.
Come on, P, bro.
Charlie's been on here like 5 times.
I know you can hit Pete with some buzzer beaters.
It's Charlie. I love that guy.
I love Charlie, man.
I've seen him recently, too.
Charlie's probably the only guy you see from 20 years and he's the same.
He looks the exact same, too.
The same, like motherfucking age. I don't
know
how
that's
Charlie
weird.
is, bro.
He's a vampire.
Like he's 22.
Yeah, he's clearly a vampire.
Still wearing all black.
Yeah. He ages as fast as MGK.
Partially got still cornrows.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
Shout out,
I met
Charlie.
P through Cartel Fam.
Shout out Cartel Fam.
They used to have I think they had an album together. He had an album or something.
So one of the Cartel Fam, the original members of Cartel Fam, is responsible, or I'm not going to say responsible, and excuse me if I get this wrong. I won't drop names, but one of those people is affiliated with the show, the location of the show in Cookeville you mentioned earlier.
Absolutely, all them guys.
Yeah,
that's them.
That's their home. That's like their little.
That's their. Yeah, that's
correct. That gentleman there.
They're my guys. You know
yeah, shout out to those guys.
Fam, SOS, Pimp Daddy,
Money Lane.
That's my guy. And of course, Shorty the Pimp. That's my twin. You know what I mean? So
shout
those guys got Revolver pumping in Cookeville. Right
that's
now,
it.
Man.
Revolver nightclub.
That whole country rap scene. You know what I mean?
July 19th, 501 Bryce, Chad Arms.
Chatty Arms.
Revolver, Cookeville. Tickets on sale now, I'm pretty sure. But y'all better fucking get them quick because That show's gonna go crazy for
and
sure.
If y'all don't know about Cookeville, man, they got a college there called Tennessee Tech, and it's popping. So
Yeah, dude, we were recently there.
Don't sleep on Cookeville. That club is huge.
Yeah, it is. It's so nice.
It's
We
huge.
spoke about it here on the show because Joe Tyler,
Okay.
King Ego, and Zach Smith did a show out there, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah, I
Shook
seen the
it.
footage.
And East Rich.
Yeah.
Shout out to all those guys. But yeah, that club was amazing. But that was my first time getting out there and checking that out.
They
But
got
yeah,
a little fly hookah bar right next to that club too to be popping. Too.
okay.
Yeah, the same guy owns it, which was crazy. The same guy that owns, I don't know if it's still true or not, because I know Vibes changed, but he's the same guy that owns Vibes too in Nashville.
Okay.
I mean,
I met that guy that night.
with the beard and shit.
Mhm.
Yeah. Indian guy or something like
Yeah.
that. Whatever.
Yeah.
Got your nationality wrong, my bad, G.
Jesus, that's crazy. Yeah, I met him that night though. But yeah, that's
Whatever
that's
Ramadan
dope.
was. Remember Ramadan?
Yeah.
He had the show Hangtown. I mean, I had the show the clothing store.
Clothing
Hangtown.
store.
Yeah, whatever he was, that's what homie is.
What was the dude's name that ran the recording studio at Hickory Hollow Mall?
I never knew about the current.
What? Shout Plague, Plague the Predator. He would know.
Yeah.
He's recorded that. I recorded one song there, and it was
at the mall?
yes.
That had to be dope.
It was called Studio B.
To be recording at the mall.
God, what was that guy's name? Somebody in the comments say it if you're local, you know. But yes, in Hickory Hollow Mall, there used to be a studio, and it was called Studio B. It was the
And
first.
This when the mall was popping.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
It was right next to Wilson's Leather. Remember where that is? Right at the corner of Sears?
Yeah, I do.
Gosh, shout out to that place, bro.
Damn,
I miss
didn't
Hickory Hollow
know
Mall.
that. Damn.
Yeah, Studio B.
I missed out on that.
But there was a cat that ran that place, bro, and he had a good little run doing that. But I've always wondered what happened to him after that place.
Somebody chime in. Let us know.
Yeah.
You know?
Shout out Studio B. But yeah, Plague the Predator and
How Play doing, man? I ain't seen him in a
bro, I ain't talked to him in a minute. I need to hit him up. Shout out Plague the Predator, man. I love that dude. But I haven't talked to him in a while, actually. It's probably been 6 months or so. I need to reach
I
out.
bumped into him at the store like when I was, since I don't live out that way anymore, but I see him a lot at the store.
That little corner market.
Yeah.
I know exactly what he's talking
Yeah.
about. I stopped at that motherfucker
Hey, bro,
the other day.
You ever had one of the biscuits, bro? The sausages and the sausage and egg biscuits?
No.
Catch you one in the morning, bro.
I ain't scared. I know,
Bussin'.
bro. The store we're talking about though, so you know where I'm at now. I told you what area I'm at now, so I can go.
No, actually, you didn't tell me the area. You just told me what you was in. You didn't tell me the area.
I had to bleep it out.
Oh yeah.
Right. So I can go that area and end up that area to take the girls home to the grandmamas.
Okay.
And I do that probably, I don't know, one Sunday out of the month. I'll end up taking them to their grandmamas instead of back to their mama just because she's got something going on.
Right.
But that's when I pass that store. Always. I always pass that store and I always fucking stop.
I see Play. Yeah.
Yeah, Plague fucking live right there on top of that motherfucker.
You sure do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, I had to drive through that bitch the other day and the NASCAR shit was going on.
Cause like what the neighborhood he lives in, whoever owns it, I think there was like a Yankees fan. I think every street named after the Yankees or some shit.
Oh yeah, it's all baseball players.
Yeah,
you're right.
I think it's Yankee players.
You're
if I'm not
right.
mistaken.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
When I lived in the one in Murfreesboro, the neighborhood, all the streets were Indian names.
Yeah.
My street was Chickamauga.
Yeah, my cousin lives like in those townhouses like down the road, and I think she lives off of
Pocahontas Parkway.
Like right.
My storage unit's still out there. I pay a shit ton of money for a storage unit out there in Murfreesboro. We're still like right across the street from that spot.
Storage and sign Murfreesboro, bro. Storage is
bro. I'm learning. It's that fucking unit has went up. I think when I got it, it's big. It's bigger than I needed, but I'm glad I got a big one because I keep adding to the storage unit. Right.
So you're actually using your storage unit.
Absolutely.
So, okay. So
but
not a bad expense then.
I want to say I got it that large because of the price. I was like, damn, I get this. That's a good price.
Yeah.
And got it. And since then, though, like my initial rate has probably increased 30 to 40%.
Wow.
It's up there.
Wow.
But it's up to $200 a month.
I believe it.
And that's insane, to pay a side bill just to fucking let shit collect dust.
You can see just pot out of there.
Shout out Faye Eastwood. Remember when Faye Eastwood had the fucking bruh? One of the best fucking y'all know Faye Eastwood at this point.
Yeah.
But when he was on his tear in the fucking early 2000s, like when he was building his credentials as what he is now, that motherfucker was working out of a storage unit.
I remember we bought our first beat from Faye. I was so, man, that was like meeting a superstar, bro.
Bro, same story, different book. And I pulled up in that, and I was like, wait a minute, we're
shout
at
out to Fate, bro.
I didn't get it. Yeah, shout out to Fate. He's been on the show repeatedly.
Yeah. Good dude.
Love that guy. But the fact that our same story, when I got the invite to pull up for Fate for some beats or to work on some music,
and that's what it was, an invite.
I thought it was like
you couldn't just pull up on Fate and get no beat if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
you wasn't just doing that.
Nah, not at all.
But then when he sends you the Addy or you pull up and you realize where you're at, what we're doing, then he fucking swings the door. It's like, what are we doing? And it was normal. Like
Fate back then was what band play is now.
Fact. Shout out band play. Please pull the fuck up.
Like Fate was probably the first.
You see me get upset when you mention band play. I'm sorry.
Right, yeah, come on.
Yeah, band. But shout out band. He's a superstar.
Yeah,
and dude, there's a few of them. Band plays one. Cook Up Boss. That's another one. I still ain't got a chance. And shout out Cub. And I've talked to Cub about this 100 times. Same with him. I got text threads with all these guys. Yellow Wolf was one for so long, and I finally checked that one off. Shout out Wolf.
Yeah.
But there.
So hold on, you got Wolf, you didn't get Chubb?
I haven't got him yet. I haven't got Cook Up yet. But it'll happen. Yeah, and we've spoke about it 100 times, all about scheduling. And then but same for band play. I've wanted band play here for so long.
Yeah, band play, man. Shout out to, he's on the tear
he can't miss.
The tragic loss of Dolph, you would have thought. I didn't think, because he was always one of the best producers I knew, but
he was going to make it regardless.
Right. So to see, you know what I'm saying, the resurgence.
Correct. To not let that take him down.
Not only take him down, but he's on a bigger level.
It projected him to a whole different stratosphere. Right now, you know I mean, he's some of the biggest records in the world.
Dolph at all, you know what I'm saying? But Dolph was our legend, you know what I'm saying, the South. Whereas right now, you know, some of them songs are worldwide. You know what I mean?
It's so crazy with band play, bro, is that like I'll hear something like a new project or something from some random artist, and then I'll hear it. Like, let the band play.
Come on, man. He's everywhere right now.
It's the point now, band play, where I just go.
He's everywhere right now.
Shout out band, though, man. Proud of that guy. He's super cool as fuck, too. And I've met him a dozen times and DM'd him a million times. We have text threads together, but fuck, he won't pull up.
Yeah, I'm telling where band's at.
And Buck's still the one.
Living space, you know what I mean?
Buck's still the one, though, that.
You know he's from Columbia originally?
Who? Band play?
Yeah, he's from Columbia.
They know that now.
Yeah.
Thanks to you. Yeah. Five just put him out on Front Street.
No, he does a charity thing every year.
I ain't mad at you.
He goes to the grocery store and like buys groceries and shit. Yeah, shout out to band, man. I just like to shout out my guys who are originally from the country, you know what I mean? Like Ed Pryor, Eddie P.
Shout out Ed Pryor.
Have you had Ed Pryor?
I have not. I'm a fan.
One, bro.
Luckily, though, I love when people bring up people like that.
Yeah.
Because Ed Pryor, if you don't know, he's a videographer.
Yes.
An amazing one. And I'm talking like there's levels to this.
Yes.
And Ed Pryor's at a level of his own.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Enough said. But what I love about that comment and you mentioning that and saying, you should have him if you haven't had him.
Yeah.
Ed Pryor can show you DMs from Squint615 where he says, it would be a pleasure to have you on, sir. But these, like, I love having the ability to say that I've taken the approach and like asked these people, even if they haven't acknowledged me or said yes or said no, none of that really matters.
Right.
I think just like the initial like consistency of reaching out, you know what I mean?
Right. Just to be in that circle, bro.
And I have to be.
That's just confirmation that you're working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes you have to remind yourself. Like sometimes I go back and I watch old things that we've done. I was like, damn, it was working. Like
working,
you know,
Bubba.
Like working, like really trying obsessively, bro. You know what I mean?
I was obsessed, bro.
Yeah, still are.
Still am.
Yeah.
It's more of it's a controlled obsession now, and it's one that's like manageable because like I've just grown.
I mean, I think your obsession comes from you have to do everything.
That too.
Not everything, but you do a lot.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like behind the scenes, not just, you know, being on the pod and promoting the pod, but you're editing,
and see, those are the type things that I did for myself though that put me in a position like for this tour with Ego and them.
Right. So it's like everybody says it takes 5 years. How long were you at 4 now?
4.
Everybody says it takes 5, man.
Yeah, 10,000 hours. Still got plenty of hours to go. But probably got like 700 hours of content at this point. But
it's a beautiful thing though, man.
Yeah. And bro, did you see like we finally got Lido?
Did
you see that one? You should check that out.
I'm definitely gonna check that out because I'm loving the new album he got with Trip right now.
Oh, dude. We had Trip too.
I love Trip, man. Trip's probably in my top 5. Trip,
that's probably
you have stumbled into my top 5, bro.
Well, it's what's crazy. It's shot Step Brothers 4. It's on rotation.
No knock to Lido because I love Lido.
Absolutely
man.
not.
You know what I mean?
That album's in rotation heavy. Me and Chad got to go to their private listening party.
But Trip hits me right here. You know what I mean?
We had Don Trip before we had Lido, which was crazy to me. And how that happened was insane. Shout to anyone and everyone involved with that scenario, Logan Garrett in particularly.
Right. Okay, Logan's been with Lido for a minute since Trash Bag Gang.
Facts. But he's also the one that contributed to get me a handful of artists over here. The ones that I've been able to build relationships on. Because like I said, sat down with Trip. Fast forward, finally got to sit down with Lito. Fast forward 6 months later, and just being thankful for that experience. And then me and Chad getting an invite to go to the listening party.
I bet that was dope.
So dope.
I bet that was dope, bro.
It was full of stars.
Yeah, I bet, man. I bet. I see, you know, like I said, man, you guys.
But shout out Logan Garrett, for sure. Yeah. He's been on the show. He don't even do that type shit.
Right.
But he's making moves in a whole different. Shout out Logan Garrett, man. Yeah. I love that guy.
Yeah. It's a lot of moves to be made right now, though.
But those are two that's what I like about Five, though, since it's like, I don't want to say separation from the show, but just like being busy. The guy's busy. So he just don't, when he taps in, he'll mention stuff to me about the show, but just be like randomly. Yeah. And it'll be like current, like, oh, I just saw that the other day. It was so-and-so, but he ain't like really tapped in yet.
Right.
And then with our like country rap affiliations, he don't know half them guys. Unless we still had that, right? I'd be putting him on all this shit.
So, man, no doubt.
And he would be open-minded to like hearing it all and like seeing it all.
Because I'm a fan of music. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And and more importantly, I'm a fan of humans. I like to learn. Like, that's the only way you can really grow is by, you know, getting something from this person, getting something from that person, whether it's positive or negative. So
agreed.
I'm a sponge when it comes to, you know, things of that nature. So yeah. You've definitely put me up on like I said, it's a whole new genre, a whole new space. That, you know, and it's dope to see that guys who are being put in that space don't want to be in that space or whatever. But I think it's a beautiful thing for them, you know. Oh, I'm sorry about that, bro.
Baller.
I think it's a beautiful thing just to be
mentioned.
To be mentioned, bro.
I agree. I get it. I totally get it.
Nobody says, man, like, you know, at the end of the day, that's what we do it for, right? For recognition. Like, nobody's doing it just because I love to hear myself rap. No, you want to hear somebody else say that.
Yeah.
You know?
When it comes to the music, that's what I love about Chad's answer when he gets asked about that type shit, because Chad's answer has always been the same, and he says it's always about the music.
Right.
He just wants to put music out for the people that listen to his music and enjoy it, and he's going to continue to do that for those people.
Right.
If more people catch the wave, great. If they don't, we still got these folks over here that enjoy the music.
Right.
And that's kind of like been Chad's perspective on it all. And that, honestly, though, like from a creator standpoint or a journalist standpoint, podcast host, label affiliate, you know, whatever the fuck.
Right.
I got a lot of famous friends, all that kind of shit. I love that's how I feel about these chairs. That's how I feel about these platforms. That's how I feel about these discussions. When we sit and we have these discussions, even if it's with an old friend like 5'3", or if it's with a current rap star, or an up-and-coming creator, or, you know, whatever the fucking entity may be, it's always just to build awareness.
Right.
It's never about the monetization. It's never about the views or any of that. It's just me.
Well, that's how you stay around for 4 years. You know,
Facts.
That's sustainability right there at its finest, because you're not selling yourself out to a certain wave or a certain genre. Like, for instance, this new thing of country rap. Who knows next year if it started off as hip hop, right?
Shout Smo. Yeah, I guess that's what they called it when
Have
Big
you had
Smo
Smo
was
here?
I haven't, man. Guilty.
Come on, Smo.
Guilty.
Come through, Shelbyville.
Guilty. I need Smo to pull up.
Yeah,
that's
like
only
Smo.
right
Smo's
that
good
Smo
dude.
be here.
But so, you know, like, and now, you know, hip hop is a thing of the past, you know. So now you got country rap, and now that's a thing of a past, because, you know, fads are just that. It's, you know, I mean, country rap's not a thing of a past; it's a thing now. But who knows what new genre they'll call it in 2 years from now? So,
right.
But just to stick to, you know, real. That's how you have sustainability once, because people want to know who you are.
Agreed.
Who you think you are, who you're trying to be.
I totally agree.
You know,
but I think that like our affiliate, like it sucks that we get kind of absorbed into some of that country rap shit. The guys as artists being affiliated with some of the artists they're affiliated with, and then this show with Leroy Biggs being affiliated with this show, and then us having any and every country rapper that's really relevant has been here. Some of them repeatedly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've been able to build personal relationships with some of those guys.
It's like they're trying to put the white rappers in a box.
That's perfectly said. I think
that's what it boils down to.
I think that's well said.
Yeah. That's
and if that, whatever. But the exposure for any of those guys.
But it's a good thing, I think.
It's a great thing.
If you embrace it. You know what I'm saying?
If you embrace it correctly.
Because, I mean, you got to, I mean, come on. Let's just break it down here. All right. So, no matter what, all this is spawned from Jelly. Correct?
Okay.
And not at his fault at all. You know what I mean? What I mean by that, Jelly, for y'all that don't know, he used to be a great rapper, probably still is a great rapper, but he spawned into the country scene. So that made a lot of white rappers change.
Well, you had
to
Upchurch
me.
too.
Well,
And Ryan Upchurch has been that guy for a long time.
I got to really listen to Upchurch because I only know Upchurch through you guys.
Yeah, that's a deep rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I
don't really know. I've never heard any of his music.
Creative genius. He makes multiple genre music. He's a very funny individual.
Right.
I've had opportunity to meet him a couple of times. That's a different discussion. But
the reason why I say Jelly
different
to me, because Jelly is bigger. You know what I'm saying? He's took it to the ultimate, you know what I'm saying, level. And I'm assuming Jelly was probably doing this before Ryan.
I don't know.
Is Jelly older than Ryan?
Yes.
So he was doing it longer.
Sure.
So it was a time where probably Ryan was a fan of Jelly first.
Yeah, but the thing about Church is that he's never a gangster rapper.
Okay.
And we know Jelly early on as a gangster rapper.
Right.
Straight up.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Church was never
I
that.
guess what I'm saying is Jelly opened the door for a lot of the white rappers to kind of bring the country into their rap.
That's an interesting interesting discussion, but it's also based off like perspective.
Right.
And
so what's your perspective on it?
My perspective of what? Like the country rap genre?
What do you think? Because I think if you're saying like a name who named it, I think Smo, for me, put a face on it.
I think that was the first mainstream face we got of it.
That was rapping like Pimp C.
Yeah, and I'm sure there was,
but his content was different.
I'm sure there was more of it back when.
Right, of course.
During that, but it just wasn't to the masses like we got
Who was
Smoke.
the originator? That's a good question.
But like Lil White sampled fucking Waylon back in the day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like and then you got like people like Colt Ford, and then there's like
Colt Ford.
This is an interesting conversation, and you can take it like even Haystack has some twangy records back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if you wanted to, if you played them now, currently amongst some of these country rap records,
I think it's no different than like your let's say a Kevin Gates tapping into his culture or what he grew up with and having James Brown soul with his music.
Sure,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, see, that's where that's why I start talking genreless. Like I don't like categorizing anything. I just like listening to fucking music.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And that's why this whole country rap shit. And I hate that we even cover these discussions because it makes us that much more of that type shit.
I don't, because I'm on the outside looking in and I'm intrigued by it.
And that's why I'm talking about it, because I don't mind having these discussions with you.
Right.
But at the same time, at the end of the day, if you're going to recognize people like that, as far as like a list goes,
right,
it just needs to be creditable. It just needs to be.
Of course,
it needs to be data driven, and it needs to be feedback analysis.
Right.
And it cannot be biased whatsoever.
And it has to be by the right person too.
Yes, or a collective group.
A collective, sure,
with different values of opinion,
different views. None of your homeboys.
Yeah, it can't be 3 or 4 of y'all motherfuckers over here talking about. All right, we got our 10. Let's put them up,
right, so
we don't get in trouble, or we're not on their show next month.
Right.
It's crazy.
It has to be a valuable source, something such as this, a valuable entity.
And this ain't even a valuable source.
I think it is.
Sure.
So let me speak from my
Go ahead.
I think you have to have what I mean by that is you guys have covered all genres of hip hop on this show.
True.
You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn. There was white, black, red,
all facts.
Orange. You guys have covered, and not only have y'all covered all genres, these are genres of people who respect you guys,
and they're all very relevant people.
Right.
Don't forget that part.
Very, very relevant. So I think that alone people would respect, because it wouldn't be a biased opinion. And you're the only guy I know who still listens to every album that comes out on Tuesdays.
Facts.
You got me doing that shit, bro.
Facts. I do. Still to this day.
I know you do.
But you're right, and I get that. But at the same time, if I made my own like personal picks, it would still be a biased opinion from my perspective. Of
course, but every opinion is going to be
biased.
But
that's why,
is, right?
Correct. But that's why I think those type things that are put up for the world to like absorb, like as far as a list, I just think they should be like, bro, you can literally get on AI and just plug in what statistics you want read from each angle of this question. Like who's the hottest, or who's making the most money.
Chat BGT.
I'm just saying though. I'm just saying like this data is out there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And if it's not data driven, it's just not accurate at the end of the conversation. Right. Like ultimately, and even if you put it on like a fan voting system,
right?
If you get 50,000 votes one week and it populates these 50 artists, however they get voted, and then the next week you get 9,000 votes.
I like the list because it sparks conversation.
It definitely sparks conversation,
and it turns you on to artists that you might not have knew.
It definitely does.
That's what I like about a list.
Yeah,
that's that, and that's as far like this, because such and such is number 1 and such is 25. To me, doesn't make me. But at the same time, you're probably going to go check out the top 5 quicker
Sure.
than you check out 25 or
Yeah.
26. You know what I mean? So
I'm the type of person that I'm going to check out the first name I don't know.
right, I'm same way. Yeah.
Who's this motherfucker?
Right, who's and why?
What are you doing?
Why are you here over my guy?
You're right though. You're right. At the end of my bickering or saying how I think
That's
it should
what
be.
I like about it.
But you're right. That's an eye opening comment. Really, realistically, because I do appreciate the conversation,
Absolutely.
and I like to talk about these type things because I think there's ways we could sharpen them a little bit, make them a little bit more accurate.
Absolutely.
And that goes for multiple platforms. It's not just about some random list about country rap artists.
That magazine, was it The Source you just put out there?
The Source,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
mic reviews and all that type shit.
Yeah.
XXL did the same shit.
Right.
But
and at the time, The Source was fucking God. Like if somebody got
Sure.
5 mics, that was like, you know what I mean?
right, but it's also a group of publicists that are a group of panelists that are this is what they do.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
right.
replicable.
So I think though, like as I'm sitting here complaining about a country rap list that's kind of irrelevant to my life, I'm still talking about just like the credibility of the data involved with making it, right? Yeah. But I think that should apply across the board.
Speaking of country rap, who's that guy that Chad got a song with? That Jam whatever?
Jamway.
He hard.
Shout out Jamway.
Jamway is fucking hard.
Shout out Jamway.
I like Jamway.
He's an interesting character.
He seems like I would love to meet Jamway.
Chad and him have actually
an interesting character.
Potluck, the album available now. They have a joint album that came out a couple months ago.
It's bumping, man. Dude, he can spit, man.
Yeah, Jamway's dope.
I like him. I like his style. I like his swag.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wouldn't even tap in if it wasn't for. So you know what I mean. That's why, being on the outside looking in. Trust me, guys. Whatever you guys doing is working. So don't be take it as an insult if you're on the country rap list. Take it as one if you're not.
Yeah. Luckily, I'm not an artist. I don't have to worry about any of these comments.
Right.
As a media outlet, though, I get
But we can talk about it.
I get mad a little bit.
Talk shit about it though.
And I can come back and talk shit about it next week and the next week and the next week.
Right.
Because
you know what I'm saying? So
I can do that.
Your opinion matters. You're in the media.
Well, I think your opinion matters. 5'3". I'm glad you pulled up to share some of it.
Man, I'm glad to be here, man. Like I said, was it 301?
Yeah, 301.
Yes, sir, man. I was on part of 1. Now I'm part of 301. So
that's crazy, right?
It's not crazy, man. Like I said, I seen you speaking into fruition. It's late nights on the porch.
Multiple blunts.
Bro. In the Benz.
In the
Benz. The black Benzie.
In the Benzo.
Oh, good times, man. Good times, bro.
Yeah. I appreciate the early inspiration, Bubba. Because honestly, it was all that. It helped a lot. And you saw it all.
I seen it all, bro.
Well, we ain't done, Bubba. And like I said, with the talks that's been happening behind the curtain or, off camera, there's some changes coming about, and all good changes, all shit I'm super excited about. It's just,
growth.
Always growth. But at the same time, man, I love for you to get back around more and pop your head in here every once in a while, because when we sit down and do this, I know our core listeners, watchers value this episode just because it's me and you.
Right.
But they see like the way me and you've been able to bounce off each other as creators just early on, and then up till now, like we've always had like a cool. That's the reason. One of the main reasons I started this gig, man. Y'all have to understand that. Like when it was just a thought, and then it turned into like 5. I think I got the name.
Yeah.
Like it was all these conversations were hand in hand with Chad Arms and 5'3" the Giant. Like that. But 5 got it more.
Because we lived in the same
we lived in the same vicinity, and I was pulling up to smoke. Yeah. Like, bro, we was just like, that was the homie.
3 times a week.
Yeah, bro, I'm literally stepping out from the crib. This with a newborn baby.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Enough said.
Had to check in type shit.
Yeah, you at the crib, bro. I'm pulling up, bro. I'm pulling up for a little while. That type shit, man. But yeah, it's crazy to think back. That was 4+ years ago, and that we've built it to this. But just know, Bubba, I tell you all the time, dog, anytime you got some shit to say, that seat's yours.
Yeah, appreciate it.
But we got to do it more, man. I know the guys, Chad in particular, like I said, they were finishing up at the studio, finishing up this album.
Me and Chad go back, man. Good dude, man.
Facts. But
way back.
I know he told me to tell you what's up, of course, but I know next time we do this, bro, we should definitely try to do it.
Oh, for sure, man.
With the fellas.
And Mel brings some food. Oh, I miss Mel's cooking.
Right.
Boy,
it's been a minute since Mel brought some food to the show.
She used to burn when he was at the house.
That or Mom's, one of the two.
Mom's. God damn, bro.
Right? Shit would go down.
Bro, this man's mom can cook her ass.
Shout out Mom. She's probably watching.
For real, bro. Shout out to Mom, man. I hope you get to feeling better.
Yeah, man.
You're my heart.
My mama's finally home. She's past recovery. It took that woman almost 3+ weeks to get home from the hospital. This is her 8th back surgery. Me and my whole crew. I mean, that's my mom, of course, but my whole crew and my mom has always been locked in, and it sucks to see her go through this. Her massive back surgeries, like crippling back surgeries. It's horrible. My mother's 71 years old, so yeah, it's not easy to see her go through all that shit. But she's definitely doing a lot better. Shout out to all the doctors and all that good stuff. But she's home, so that's a great thing. And trust me, she's probably watching. You should have seen her in the live chat for episode 300.
She's on there too?
Just on the premiere. Okay. And I don't know how often she watches the premieres or episodes. Yeah. But I knew 300 was going to get her because it had the girls on it. Right. And shout out episode 300. If y'all ain't seen it, please tap in. And the ones that appreciated it,
please tap in.
Thank y'all. I was very vulnerable for that episode.
That's a good thing.
It is a good thing. And I see it in the responses. Because on the audio format, it's just typing. So I don't really know who's responding. On the YouTube, I know some of these usernames and Right. Over doing this 4 years, but a lot of little comments pop up appreciative of that episode. So I'm glad we put it out there. And shout out to the girls. They did great. Kimura's a fucking natural.
Is she?
Check it out. You'll see.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Lily and Hartley did their own thing for sure, and Lily did great. But Kimura, she may have something. As far as like she wants to be a creator, she ain't scared to talk on a microphone and look at the camera when she's talking.
That's where it starts, bro.
Exactly, and her daddy may know a thing or two about getting her recording.
That's where it starts.
But yeah, shout 5-3.
Man, shout out to BIGS&P.
For sure.
You know, I love the new shirts, man. I love the whole. I love it all, man. I like sitting back to see the growth, man. I'm a fan.
The new ones. I wish I had one. I wish I had one shirt that's in my car.
The goat. That's right.
The goats are fire, bro. With multiple colors too that match each one of the albums.
Tone? Who did the artwork on that?
No, that is Advent.
Fly.
Yeah, he's fly. He does dope graphics. But the next shirt is the
something don't just work, right?
Work hard, no one cares.
Yeah. I like that too.
Or keep working, no one cares, or something like that. Sorry, Chad just got the prints today, but I have a 1 of 1 that's in the car that I wish I would have brung it in here because I would hold it up on camera, but I can't do that. So maybe I'll do that next week. But I'll show you when we're done here.
Y'all tap in, buy some merch.
Yeah, new merch on the way though, as always, and all the merch you guys have seen in the past available at chatarmstv.com. Chat email, always working on that. New music, Bad Habit 2, available now. Chad Arms, T and Grizzly drops at the end of June. I think it's the 23rd, if I'm not mistaken.
So he's really dropping one album
every month, and the rest of them are already planned out for the rest of the year. Wait till you see. And not that the first 6 have missed. Wait till you guys see what's coming the rest of the year.
It's better, baby.
It does. And then what else? I don't fucking know. Because I'm on the road with Ego and Joe Tyler. I put the flyer right here.
What's up with Lex?
Wow. Shout out Lex Top Dollar. We mentioned him on 300.
Yeah.
I need to talk to Donnie. Yeah. I need Don to pull up. Shout out Don Green.
I'll be checking out Don's little post on Instagram.
He be posting a little bit more lately.
He talking this little shit.
He'll go dormant for a couple months, and he just starts popping up a little bit.
Man.
Talk your shit.
Talk your shit,
Shout Don. Yeah, we need Lex to pull up, man. But I think it's dope to sit down 5-3, Bubba. I love you. And man,
love is back, bro.
You can pull up anytime, dog, but it better not.
I got to come through check on moms, bro.
That too.
Yeah, I got to come through check on moms.
Yeah, see the crib. You like that.
Yeah.
It's out there, but yeah. We're going to figure it out. We appreciate y'all. Season 3, we here, man. It's IGotShitToSay.com, chatarmstv.com. We out of here.
Yes, sir.
Bitch, we got views.